We are live.
See if I get my notification.
Hey, everybody. Yes, Sunday night isn't enough, so we had to do Saturday night. I got my brownies, though, in case I get hungry. Oh, here comes Artie. He heard me say go live. You're coming over, aren't you? He looks all sleepy-headed. He was in his hammock on the sofa. My cushions are so scrunched down.
Where's my notification, YouTube?
Larry girl, I just made you a moderator. I thought I had you as a moderator, and I think you fell off. Some of my moderators have been falling off. You sleepy, Artie? More people are coming in. We're just stalling for a minute, letting everybody settle in. We're live tomorrow night on my channel too, guys. With Becca. Becca's working in her kitchen, so she's listening in while we're live.
There it is. I got a notification finally. I didn't get one on the phone, though.
Yeah, I haven't posted a video in a little while, so... my analytics, I'm sure, from the algorithms is a little bit off. We got our regulars in the house.
It's still pulling up for me. I'm on the fast computer over here and the slow computer over here.
At least you got your mic back. You sound louder.
Yes. Everything is set up now. That was crazy. There, I put something in the comment and make me a moderator too.
Okay.
We have another one.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Oh, already coming in for his close-up. Yeah, that's not going to work, Artie. Napping on the table. Spread cards. He just completely stretches out across the whole table.
I think Sienna's cat want to lay on the cards when she.
Yeah, he does that in personal readings too. He makes appearances. We'll start with my question about Republicans. Do they want a dictatorship? Because they're not stopping Trump. They seem, the more he tries to be like Putin.
They just fell out.
It's like, do they just want a Republican dictator anyway? They certainly wouldn't want a Democratic one.
But Nancy did tell them that's the precedent you set when you don't stop him from doing anything, is when it's our turn, all you're going to do is cry.
It's like, are they so authoritarian that they want a Republican dictator? Inspiration. And my Mother Russia card, first card, inspiration. What are you getting?
I get there might, like, yes, for the answer, but it might be some sort of like, they want a real life Illuminati type thing to where there's power and then there's power behind the power that you never really see. They just pull all the strings to crack the whip here with the chariot, and then the high priest is those hiding behind the veil. But I do get that they would love to rule here with the justice card with the iron sword, as you will. So yes, and I get the five of swords here in the environment. They would love to be the bully. They would love to be the dictators, to have everybody under their boot heel type of thing. These are the people who hate government but always want to be in government. So, yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. I get that inspiration card on the bottom and Mother Russia here, which is also abundance. The challenge is this will be the legacy, and they know that they've got the rule of law over here behind them, but they're trying to work out the details to have somebody grounded on the throne. Pinnacles are about being grounded and something materialistic, something you can put your hands on. So yeah, it's about image, trying to move forward with their Trumpian agenda. It's a message that they send out in how their lack of response. They're sending that message out. They don't want to share. They want to hang on to everything and climb to higher ground. So I get a yes. I got a big fat yes on the bottom.
They would love that.
Okay, Becca asked an interesting question the other day, and I noticed I was watching Lori from the Way of Positive Changes video earlier, and she asked the question too. Where did the money go that they took away from the FDNY first responders? There were millions of dollars that went missing. Where did the money go? Because they put, the money was approved by Congress, and then all of a sudden it was taken out of the account. Where'd they move it to? Let me see what we did on it.
Where'd they move money to?
Yeah, Becca was getting something about immigration. So I was listening to her. I was like, is it immigration or is it the money migrated? Because she was getting the migration card with the storks. Migrated as in wire transferred somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We definitely moved. Knight of Wands is right off the back here. I get multiple places. Like, I don't think it went one place. I get a spread type of thing. So I got the Empress and the Knight of Wands. So here is your, like, the seed is planted, or a what do you call it? A new collaboration or a new partnership, or it may not even be new. It could be an old friend, but it's a new thing you're doing together. Because I get the Six of Cups as well, but I get the Five of Cups around it. So they stole from one thing and it went like maybe even 6 different places. Here I got the Eight of Pentacles. There's your money. There's the Moon. The Moon is treachery, but I feel untraceable is what it's, and it possibly could be traced. It's just really hard to do so, because there's a lot of murkiness and a lot of crap that you have to sift through in order to get it. Because I have the Ace of Swords right next to it, and I clarified it with the Seven of Swords, 10 of Swords, and 8 of Cups. So this money went many, many, many places. And then it ends in the Devil. So it was definitely stolen, but I can't pinpoint one person and say this person has it. It went, I think, many places.
I think you're right. Thank you, Impish Artist, and congratulations on becoming a grandma soon. I have justice on the bottom. Like, this is Trump's form of justice. So again, he's attacking his enemies. He hates New York. He hates Cuomo. He hates them. And it was supposed to go to the first responders that are sick, as well as their families. And, he was trying to burden them. It's treachery, treasonous, and heartbreak. He'd been thinking about this for a while, like how to get back at him. It was definitely directed by the White House to do this, to send a message, and put an ending to the money going to them, and leaving them in defense mode. Now, I think some of it went overseas, somewhere else in the world. Somebody's sleeping on some of it, and some of it is going into transition funds. I kind of feel like, in a way, even if it's back channel, like, okay, well, we're going to pay for part of the wall, but they get money from kickbacks from those companies. It's to help them transition after they're out of office. So maybe we can ask that.
Yeah,
Are they trying to fund themselves?
you want to ask if it's Trump doing it, or is the GOP or the Trumpian wing of the GOP enriching themselves for transition?
It would have had to go on the orders of Mnuchin, I guess, Secretary of Treasury, that directs where all the funds go after Congress approves it.
Some of this coming back their way.
Hey, Joseph, I owe you a text, I know. Joe doesn't always come in lives and comment. Are they enriching themselves? Well, there's that family wealth and dynasty, family inheritance card on the bottom.
Yeah, good. Yes. So Ace of Cups, first card, 3 of Wands, plans for the future. So this is something going forward. There's the people there. Page of Pentacles would be documents and money. This is also accompanied with the Wheel of Fortune. This is future. This is fortune. Good luck. Something going for the future, and it's involving money and documents. Knight of Swords, and then you have the Chariot. So you have the chaotic energy going on right now, and then you have the victory, but it's a slow pace. So this, again, is something for the future. And then it ends in Six of Pentacles. This is being paid out. This is submitting to. This is begging. This is all that stuff. Money laundering even. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the yes. This is for kickbacks for the future here.
So Becca, if it is going into like immigration funds, it's ultimately going to them. They're enriching themselves. I'm getting the same thing too, treachery and trying to cover it up. They may be, this could be a card about immigration, but it's mainly about transition. And I get that it's transitioning after the term has come to an end, and this is coming from all the higher ups. I get a big old yes card at the top here. They know the tower's upon them, but they want to be strong for all their legal battles they're about to face. They're going to have some big expenditures. So they were looking for support to help them with all the legal problems they're going to face.
There is what would be a Lenormand card for theft?
Coffin and scythe, like ending, scythe, cut, coffin, tickets to the park, the garden.
Because I get what I think I get. There is loss here. Mice, okay, that's what I got. So I got mice.
Taking away.
Then gifts for a man. Right after that. So yeah. Somebody stole it so they can give it to this fool.
Away at it. Thief. Yeah, thievery and eating away at it, pulling it out. Okay. I like your new cards, your new Lenormand card.
They got the words right on them, so I've been looking at these for 2 days now.
I may need to get that. Becca was kind enough to send me flashcards, so I've been using those trying to learn, but
and it said loss on it, but I wanted it to say theft. I don't want just loss, because loss to me can mean anything. But I wanted it to say theft. I'm pretty sure it did if I kept looking, but no.
Well, mice steal.
Mm-hmm.
They do steal. So why did Trump talk to Woodward? Because Woodward wrote the book Fury, which was published in 2018, which I've read it. And I mean, he just slams Trump and got all kinds of inside information. He had talked to him during that book. Why would he talk to him again for the book Rage? Yeah, rumor has it Lindsay talked him into it. That Lindsay's probably just the scapegoat. That's according to hey Lynn's Tarot's in the house. That's according to Fox News, trying to set up a fall guy for it. So why did he talk to Woodward? The ego, he just likes to talk to authors.
Probably is. I guess if it ain't Mueller, he'll talk to you.
I got the devil on the bottom. That's ego for me. That's my ego card. Ego. And then I get the fool. I was catching up on one of your videos today, and I can't remember what the reading was on, but the first card was the death card.
The Ghislaine?
Yes, it was like, why does she want to move? And the death card came up. I was like, oh man, this isn't going to go well.
I get judgment on the bottom, which, like I said, the major arcana could be literal, and I think this was a lack of judgment on his part. Mm. And I get Ace of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, so he may have been talking to it. There was some little collaboration about information. He was here doing this interview. He thought he was fine, thought everything was good. He felt as though, I think, here with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords, the walking away and then the ending, he had nothing to lose. This was not supposed to look bad on him, because he thinks when he walks into these situations that he's in control.
Yeah.
I get the High Priestess and the Hierophant. He kept his secrets, but he really didn't. He kept his secrets, and he figured as though, again, he's in charge. The Hierophant is the wise one. Yeah. And then there's the Eight of Wands right after that. So there's that communication. Yeah. And then it ends in the Tower. And he thought, again, he had nothing to lose. He had this under control, and he did not.
Yeah, it is ego. I get, here's Trump the fool. His challenge is to be the star, the celebrity. He had talked to him in the past, and it was poor judgment to talk to him again. But he was going to try to inspire Woodward. He's like, okay, new start. Let's try again. And he tried to come off very authoritarian. He wanted to convey that dictator type attitude. He thought he could manipulate him and give him a different perspective, but he ended up, with heartache and burden. It didn't go well. And the other thing is he wanted to create anxiety about the government in America. So he's trying to scare everybody, use the scare tactics again. He didn't want to create a panic with COVID purely for entertainment purposes only. YouTube. He didn't want to create a panic attack, but he talked about the caravans at the border and they're rapists and murderers and we're all going to die in our beds at night. Talk about panic.
Oh,
Maybe we should look at that. Why did Trump truly not tell the truth about COVID early on?
because you definitely knew. You can't say you didn't know.
We know he knew, and Pence knew, and Pence was the head of that committee. Why did he not want to? Had nothing to do with panic. He likes to create panic.
That's all he's doing right now.
Divisiveness and panic.
Mm-hmm. It's so strange. I go from I've always gotten him as the fool. Now I get him as the Six of Cups. And I did a separate reading to ask why. And it's I don't want to say immaturity because that's like you haven't grown to maturity yet. It keeps saying lower maturity, as in he should be at such and such level, but something dumbs him down. And because he knows what he's talking about sometimes. But
yeah, like on the tapes, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, and then he gets in front of America, and it's like it's a hoax.
And it's like a purposefully lessening his maturity, is what the Six of Cups is.
Like he thinks his base is stupid.
Yeah, and this is unfulfilled and underdeveloped, and so that's why I keep getting that from him.
Yeah, so he's dumbing it down for his base.
Mm-hmm.
I guess somehow he thought that this would make him appear stronger by not talking about the truth about COVID. As well as he's stealing some money from somewhere because of it. He's making money off it, of course.
I think he's supposed to be the hero in this situation.
Yeah.
I get him, but it crosses with the justice. He may be obligated to not say anything. Here with the Nine of Wands as well and the Hierophant. The Nine of Wands is that stress and strain that this is perseverance too and tenacity, kind of like the Strength card. They may be a person who is weary, but they have made it through all these Nines of Wands. And then there's the Hierophant. He's supposed to kind of look like the strong one, like you just said. And then there's that Nine of Pentacles. Somebody's got some money from somewhere, though.
I start out with that Hierophant. It's like he wants to be the authority on it. His challenge is to also be the star, the celebrity, the one who fixes it and heals it. Only I can fix it. I have on the bottom Wheel of Fortune, like trying to change his fortune because things aren't going well. So, he had some anxiety about it himself. He wasn't trying to cause anxiety. He had some anxiety himself. So he did this naive, stupid thing and blocked people from the real news and kept everything secret about what was going on with the illness. This was directed by the White House. It was him trying to be stronger. And then I get thievery and my money laundering card. So, and a businessman somewhere, like this is actually businessman Trump, trying to make money off it too. So he didn't want people to know how bad it was. He wants to come across as the star when he comes out with a vaccine and make a bunch of money off it. Anybody that takes that first vaccine is a fool.
I seen a story. I only seen it in one place, so I can't validate its validity. But Joy Behar apparently said when the vaccine does come out, she challenges Ivanka to be the first person to take it. And apparently Ivanka said she will take it.
Yeah, it'll probably be a dummy vaccine. I want to see somebody check out what vial they pulled the syringe out of. Thank you, Rose and AQ. So Woodward, he's got 18 hours of tapes of Trump. What else are we going to learn from his tapes? He's going to keep releasing stuff up to the election. You can just feel it. He's got to.
He does. That's what Lev and Parnas and Igor and Tom the Builder said too.
Yeah, it's like leak something every week, right up to the election, every single week.
And what's crazy? This is how you know that this is the type of person you should keep behind closed doors and bring him out only when you have to. You don't even have to attack him with a lie. You just attack him with his own words.
Well, we had read on that because we had talked about in one of our live streams, does somebody have tape of him? And we had gotten that, yes, somebody had him on tape. I can't remember how many weeks ago that was, but I remember that.
Yeah,
somebody's got him on tape. I think there's another book. I feel like there's one more book coming out before the election.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure who's got a book coming out, but I feel like one more book is coming. So what else has Woodward got tapes of Trump saying and telling on himself?
I get sun and moon, so there will be a huge revelation or huge illumination of something in the dark. That's first of all, Ace of Wands, Five of Swords. There's something about forced or some forcing to someone to do something or somebody under duress. Somebody is, what's the word? And I forget it every time. Somebody is being manipulated, but that's not the word I wanted. But somebody is being not blackmail. Anyway, I got the Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is the bully. So some little action he took here with the Ace of Wands is forcing someone else to do something. He bragged about that. I don't know if it's necessarily criminal, but it is unethical. You got the Four of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Four of Pentacles. There's also withholding money from somebody too. Coerced. Thank you. I'm glad when smart people say something. Somebody was coerced into doing something. But that Four of Wands and that Four of Pentacles, he kept money from somebody, almost like a Ukraine thing. And he bragged about that too, or he bragged about, hey, if you don't do this, then you're not getting your funding from the government or something of that nature. Or it could be when he defunded or tried to hold back money or things from the states. Yeah,
from the dim states. I'm getting that.
He also has something to where I think it's even more of this, even more of the same here with the Hermit and the Star. Something in the future that they could not gain access to unless they did something for him. So I get an action that he'd taken to coerce somebody into doing something, and then also holding back resources or money from states or something like that too. He bragged about that because it was, again, image. It was trying to make him look stronger.
Yeah, I've got temperance on the bottom, patience, patience. Like every week it's going to be something. So just watch for it, guys. Be patient. Every week it's going to be something else. And I get Trump offering up something for the sick that he's manifesting. I feel like this has to do with the vaccine. Like he already knew way back then that he was going to be the hero with a vaccine and was going to try to withhold information until he could look like he was the hero. There's something new, inspiring about Nancy Pelosi to burden her. So he talks something about a new way he's going to be burdening Nancy, bragging about it. I get that, like, the money, the charity, the money, creating the anxiety in America by not giving it to the dim states. That he would, being little and petty about that. And then it's something about steady money, a gift of money to the White House, to Trump and people in the White House, that's going to get a lot of judgment cast on it. It was like steady money coming into them from somewhere, that he actually brags about. It's going to cause an investigation on him in the future. It's like, where'd that come from? Because he talked about it.
He is his own worst. His mouth is his own worst enemy.
He loves to tell on himself. He loves to tell on himself.
God, Biden didn't beat him. He beat him.
The commercials that the Liberty Project and what is it, Midas Media or whatever the other one is, their commercials that they run, it's just Trump making himself sound bad. Unedited, you don't have to mock it up and Photoshop anything. It's just him being him.
Him.
So I know Lori from Way of Positive Change read on this earlier today, but I wanted to see what we got. The lawyers in the E. Jean Carroll case are thinking about asking Mary Trump for DNA, since getting Trump to cooperate might be difficult. Will she give it? And then we may have to look at what that means for Trump. Will she give DNA to E. Jean Carroll, to her lawyers for the rape case? Thank you, Sunflower. We got 640 night owls in here with us. I'm getting that she'll give it, but Trump tries to block her from giving her DNA. She's like, here, have it. The lawyer moves in and she rather quickly gives it up, for the courts here. And then Trump, of course, gets the courts involved and tries to block her.
There's a lot of crap around it.
Mm-hmm. there's a little waiting period because it seems to have to work through the court system, but I get strength that moves ahead working together. So yeah, I think they get it. Yeah, and that brings a big change.
Mhm. So I get Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands. There is some confusion here, and then there's some movement here. So trying to clear that confusion. Then there's a Doctor. I pull with the King of Cups, and then there's a strategy around it, and then there's strength around that strategy. They have a plan of action, but it ends in the Chariot, which I clarified with, I think the Eight of Cups, I think it was. It moves slower than probably I would like, but there is something to this. Like, I do get the Death card. There's a gigantic change coming around something in the future, but I don't know if this is before the election, though. So this may be one of those things that comes up when he's already knee deep in other court cases. But
yeah. Thank you, me, myself, and I.
yes.
So is Trump riling his base up? And all the QAnon stuff and everything, is he just trying to rile them up so that they will protect him when he's out and scare Biden into going soft on him? Trying to get, because you got to remember, Roger Stone was around when Spiro T. Agnew was ousted as VP, and then, in comes Ford, who pardoned Nixon. So, and remember, Stone has the big Nixon tattoo on his back, right? Pardon them. Thank you, Becca. Oh, for Artie's hammock, thanks. So, is he trying to get his base so riled up that they'll protest and everything and try to force Biden into going soft? Is that why he's riling them up so much?
Or intimidate.
He says, thank you, Becca. He came up to see what that was about.
For intimidation. Ain't nobody scared of y'all.
I mean, Biden can't do anything about state charges anyway, so. Artie thanks you for his hammock donation, but he's back on his sofa hammock at the time for the moment.
So he's worried about the future. He feels as though, and I think he felt this the first time too. This is why when they get closer and closer to the election, he starts to say it's rigged. He feels as though he's about to lose his job. There's the chaos around the White House. Those first two cards I get. Then there's him and his job, his administration, King of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. There is a huge change to his power, his skill, and his tactics here with the High Priestess. So he can't I don't think he's trying to get Biden to go soft. I think he's just plain worried, period, and he wants as much chaos as he can possibly get.
I get that too, because I've got judgment on the bottom, which is things he's done in the past: create chaos, create chaos, create chaos. So he's worried about the votes. He knows his votes are small, and his challenge is to retain power. So he is doing some messaging in the past. It's something he does over and over again, and it's just because he knows he's on the tower moment. He's about to lose it all. So he's appealing to those that support him. But part of it is, I think, for when he's out of office because he knows treason charges could come up and he wants to rest easy. He wants to sleep easy. Thank you, T-Bird. He wants them to challenge also the votes. He wants them riled up to protest the votes. He wants to contest the election.
Mhm.
So, question part 2, will Biden go soft on Trump? Because then, Biden's got all of us who are ready to see, somebody pay for all these crimes. Will Biden stand firm or will he go soft? Pardon, that sounded like a, yeah. Thank you, Karen.
If I were Biden, which Trump should be glad I'm not, I would be dunking his head in a bucket and asking him questions at the same time. Like, you came after my family, then yeah, we need to go outside for 10 minutes on that one. With all the tragedy that man faced in his family, and you come after what he has left, like,
yeah.
I get 5 of Pentacles and the World, the Fool and the 2 of Cups. There seems to be an effort, and I say this, I'll show you why I say this in a minute, to try to not just push him out in the cold, but make him suffer as well. There is some sort of big picture and completion. The reason this question is important is because it's kind of the Obama effect, to where you have to be nice to him in public to where everybody can see peaceful transition of power. You got to be the bigger person, this, and this, and this. I don't think that's going to be the case in this situation, because there's the Fool and the 2 of Cups. He is going to have some support, but they go along with him. It's not singled out support, and this is not support from Biden. And here's why I say. Because here you have seeded things, the 7 of Pentacles stuff that was put into the ground, and it was during Trump's administration. There's the devil, and that's what they're worried about. Biden can't be seen to be trying to be the bigger person on the COVID president, because with all of the people that have lost their lives to his failed response, Biden would look like, well, why are you throwing the kid glove at him when he did all this to us? And so there will be some slow slinging and flower bringing, as they used to say. So somebody will be sad, somebody will have regrets, somebody will have a whole bunch of stuff, and it will have something to do, because this card is in between the Law and the Fool. So he's going to have to go hard on him. All y'all have to do is make sure you vote for Biden, and then it'll happen.
Thank you, Scoo Man. I think, like, all he has to do is make sure that his Justice Department is put back together, and then, let Congress and the Justice Department go at it, and the FBI, get the FBI pulled back together. It's interesting. I get all these pages, like, there's a bunch of lies out there, and, he's trying to, his challenge is to keep people from getting, too emotional. So his messaging is very important to America, coming from the White House, as he will be, in the White House. So I get that he offers the loving cup of healing, but the loving cup of healing comes through isolating Trump, burdening him, and making him regret it. So that's the healing. Thank you, Whimsy. So yeah, that's how we'll heal, is to get all the truth out there.
How would just to poke at the bear a little bit here? How is Donald Trump to feel about a Biden presidency? Like, what's going through his mind about that? What is his thoughts? Is it just, oh, I didn't get reelected, so my image is broken, or, oh crap, I'm in trouble because they're going to sue me or put me in court and all this? Like, what's his biggest fear about Biden?
Thank you, Adventurous Spirit. What's Trump's biggest fear about Biden?
Or I should say Biden getting elected because it could be his biggest fear is overseas somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't fulfill your part of the bargain or something.
The money he owes to Russia and the oligarchs and the
What's he the most afraid
Deutsche Bank and what's his
He owes the world, literally.
what's his biggest fear with Biden? It's like, what does he hate about Obama? Everything that he's not.
Oh, Lord. These cards are funny. I think this is one of them instances where I think I could actually pull every single card and it would be relevant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything. There's Page of Swords in the world. So there's your bad news on the world stage, stuff coming out in the media, so forth and so forth. Then there is actual physical tickets to the park that he thinks that somebody might be on kneecap patrol and say, you know, that type of thing. I get Death and the Tower. This is an accident. And so there's Death and the Tower. And he knows what an accident actually means. Then there's Page of Cups and the Lovers. These are people that he is in lockstep with. These are the people probably overseas that he is afraid of because do you like your kneecaps? But they have been working with him. This is money. This is the Eight of Pentacles here. And then, of course, in the fear position is the actual devil. So you have to give the devil his due. You can't climb to the top of the mountain, have no consequences for 77 years, and then nobody whatsoever is coming to collect. No, you're going to have to pay the piper at some point, sir. And then there's his fear, again, with the Nine of Swords. And then I pulled for the outcome card, the Ace of Swords. This is revelations and victories and things. And so I clarify it, and then boom, I got Joe Biden. So here's everything, because I asked in another reading, does he know how much trouble he's in financially? Yes, he knows he's in a lot of trouble, but this is saying this is the biggest fear, everything.
I agree. It's like on the bottom, his biggest fear is probably that he loses, that he loses the election because he's a loser. So it's like, pick one, what do you fear? Everything, he can't isolate one thing. His challenge is to appeal to America as much as he can, because he's got justice underneath him. He's feeling bullied by Biden, and he's getting quite emotional. And then it's like, you got everybody in America is going to be feeling happy when his thievery and his money laundering and his corruption and his addictions and everything comes out. It's like into the cycle. He fears it all. He fears it all. Thank you, Karen, Alita, Catherine, Laura, and JR. You guys are so generous tonight.
I mean, I know he's a night owl, but he's probably a day one too, because he's probably can't sleep because of all this crap on his mind.
Well, and all the Adderall he snorts.
I can't.
So, when Trump's grandkids are adults, how are they going to look at his legacy?
First kind of pulled is the Fool. I wonder if that's how they see him, or is that what the cards are showing me? Let's see. I'm gonna pull these out for a reason. I'm gonna do an oracle card too.
That they see him as just foolish. Could have had it all. Thank you, Kat. His grandchildren, when they're adults, how will they see him?
Mm. Okay. 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 Somehow or another, I got the same message from the oracle. I got two different oracles. I got the tarot. I get the same message. It's just a very odd thing to see. I don't see anything bad because they're not giving the truth about who he was. Now, here's why I went so far into going to all these other cards. We live in the information age. Like, it's not like they can't Google who their father is or grandfather is or was. But for some reason or another, maybe they're conditioned to believe this way because of who's raising them. But I get the Fool and the Temperance, the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the King of Cups. He worked with who he worked with. He had a fantastic job, and then he lost to Biden. And then I get Buho, Ubuntu, and Liberation. This is compassion for others, transform the way they see you, and free yourself. And then I get Regeneration, which is second chances. I get Mending, which is forgiveness. And then I get Message in a Bottle, which is about divine talking, divine spirits, something, a message coming from the other side. Then I get the Clouds, the Fish, and the Star. So there is also some cover up and some confusion around a lot of information or abundance of information on the internet or something that is spread out. So it's like they never really get fully who he is.
The truth of it.
I just don't understand.
Part of it, they'll see as karma. This is on the bottom. So, you plant the seeds and wait for your harvest. And what you plant is what you're going to harvest, right? So it's a karma card. So part of it they'll kind of see as, well, he got what he deserved. But I get this one case where I think the death card is
The death
card. Like where it's dead, because I have it reiterated over here. Like, he's dead, so his challenge was to be the emperor, like a foreign leader, and they see him as beloved. Yeah, but they see COVID kind of shadowing it. Thank you, Judy. There's talk about thievery, but they're not accepting all this talk. So they just kind of focus on the good news and the positive image. They see him as victorious, and then he lost the election. Like, he served one term and then he's gone. And it never breaks down in their heads. So they'll be a typical Trump tribe.
That is so insane to me.
Living in La La Land.
Lord. It's probably Junior's kids.
I'm thinking Ivanka and Kushner's. Speaking of which, what does Ivanka think of her father-in-law?
Yeah.
Her father-in-law, Jared Kushner's dad, who served time in jail for fraud, kind of mimics what could happen to her own dad. What does she think about her father-in-law?
Jared's pappy. What does she think?
Ivanka thinks. Touche.
That one, yes, 'cause she's manipulative. Eric, no. He just talks. He has Trump syndrome. Junior reacts because he don't know anything either. I get two things. I get one, that she was fed a lie, and two, she knows better. Got the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups. This is him, the family man here, or here the child. What's that boy name? Jared. Jared and the father. He was talking about how he was given the background on how he was raised and this type of thing. It was not the skipping through the woods childhood. It wasn't happy. It was more along the lines of he was being trained instead of raised. That was a little story he was given there, but his father was very hardworking here with the money and the 10 of cups, 7 of wands. He was elevating our family status. Like he was this great, big, fantastic guy. He was, he was hard on, like drill sergeant-y. But he was, doing all this for our behalf. But then she has the sadness and the devil here too. And then this is the crowning thought. So, I mean, she knows that he's a criminal, just like she knows her father's a criminal. But in public, she would never say this, of course. But in her mind, there it is. And then they have, again, with Jared saying that he's a fantastic person, hard worker, and he moved us forward. But yeah, this is not here for no reason. She knows better. But she sees him as a criminal, just like her own.
Yeah, I have a strength on the bottom. So she sees him as strong. She sees that he has a lot of overseas dealings. He's someone who can get his plans off the ground. In her mind, his challenge is to be more like her dad, to be more like him, the fool. She's got some anxiety about Jared's dad in the past. But in general, I get like there's joy there in the relationship. There's dare I say it, love. And he's good with money, she thinks. There's a little bit of an imbalance though, and that's what I was trying to get at. I feel like she thinks he was maybe unjustly judged in the court of law. That when that moved forward, like it changed his fortune, it changed everything when he went to prison, and changed everything about. It's like he handed it off to his son at that time. So. It doesn't seem like his son handles it as well as the father did, is what I'm picking up on. Meaning her husband. So what does Jared's mom and dad think of Ivanka? We're being petty boots tonight, guys. What do they think of Ivanka?
Oh Lord, stop it.
Converted to Judaism to marry the family.
I'm gonna blame my spirits and say I think this is just my own sarcasm because that's how it works. I'm gonna blame my spirits.
Your higher self.
They say it. Oh, she's real. That's what popped into my head when you said that. Oh Lord, she's not a blow up doll. Real person.
She's an illusion. And delusional.
Lord. Then I pull the high priestess. I can't. Oh Lord. You know, I said this before, and I'm gonna reiterate. I think their marriage was sort of arranged a little bit. Not deranged, but arranged a little bit. I think that's kind of dowry type situation, even to where there's a 5 of Wands and the high priestess. There was some sort of conflict back and forth of some details that were kept secret. This is probably not even something they even know about or know completely about. I get the justice and the magician. There was some sort of legal something that was manipulated, or some sort of balance of something that was manipulated. Because I also get the balance card with the temperance too. Temperance about balance, healing, balanced emotions, balanced life, that type of thing. Then there's the emperor and the moon. Here's the people in charge, or the man in charge, or men in charge. And then the ace of cups. This is the new relationships. I think that they think she probably is a means to an end. I don't really get any love cards or anything like that, but I think they're just they were supposed to be.
No cups. It's like there they are, the businessmen. I think they see her as sneaky, conniving. Maybe they see the thievery with her. I laid some clarifiers on this. They've talked to her in the past about separating herself from the White House. They don't like the fact she's in the White House. They think she's erratic, but I get they're stuck with her. They're bound and tied, like they're stuck with her. So they work together with her on money, not love, on money. And they try to hang on to their own money because I think they see that she is like losing money, and it's just boom. She can't keep what she creates.
What do I think of those families?
All right, we got to go here. What does Jared think of Trump?
I'll use the monster cards for them.
We'll go back the other way. Other side of the family. And thank you for going. I forgot earlier. Anybody else I missed? So I would venture to say the Kushners are worth more money than Trump, because I don't think Trump has the money he claims to have. Artie's over here snoring now. Belly up in this hammock on the sofa. Michael Cohen was saying that Trump berates all of his children, including Ivanka. Like he said, he claimed he stepped in and protected Don Jr. a few times with Trump. So I would imagine, Trump tells everybody off. I would imagine he does it to Jared too.
Mm-hmm. I remember that time, Goofy, what's his name? What's the child name? Eric. He did a fundraiser at Trump's golf resort for children with cancer. And Trump heard about it. He says, "What are they doing there?" And he said, "We're doing a benefit for kids with cancer." And Trump said, "How much did you charge them?" He was talking to somebody about how much did they charge Eric for renting out the space. And they said nothing because that's Eric, your actual son. He says, "No, everybody pays." And so he had to pay his father for renting out a space for a child. I'm like, this child here.
I don't have any cups cards again. Well, I got one. It's the smug one. It's the Trump card.
I got 6 of Pentacles and the Justice. There is something legal and money. Like he's in law, and that's kind of where the love part ends. Is like there's no real love. That's the in-law. There's the Hermit and the 6 of Cups. He doesn't really know a whole lot, he claims, about Donald Trump. I don't think he ever looked up anything, but I can tell you if you want to know, Jared. There's also some burden here around tasks that he has to do. So this is them working together here with the Lover's card as well in the administration. I don't think Jared himself was even prepared for, well, of course he wasn't, prepared for the job that Trump asked him to do, peace in the Middle East and world peace and in world hunger and blah, blah, blah. And then it ends in the 4 of Swords and 4 of Cups. He can take them or leave them, but he's stuck with them. So, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't see hate, but I definitely don't see love either.
I wasn't sure about this at first because I get like he sees him as the messenger, the Page of Wands. His challenge is to be the King of Wands. So in other words, he sees him as an immature communicator. He doesn't see him as a king. He sees him as very immature. He thinks he gets away with a lot. He's got a lot of anxieties about him. And the Thief card, he sees him on the take for money, and being very smug. And yeah, he's stuck with him. He works together with him on money, and he just thinks he talks a lot and he's a bully. Like talk, pushing people around. I'd say let's look at what Trump thinks of Jared, but he probably doesn't even remember his name. He doesn't remember his kids' spouses' names.
Oh, Lord, that's the craziest thing.
Do you have any questions? Oh, I've got one from Becca. The Göbekli Tepe, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correct. It's supposedly the earliest temple known in the world. It's in Jerusalem, or not in Jerusalem. It's in Turkey. She wanted to know, what was it created for? What was it used for? There seems to be some mystery about it. Oh, it's kind of interesting. I'm getting a little bit of kind of dark something here.
Okay. Let's see.
It's interesting. I got the bullying card on the bottom. I get several different things here. I get communicating with the deceased, so a way of connecting to deceased people on the other side. Changing the structure of how people protect themselves. So getting at karma with them, changing how you protect yourselves by moving, being careful what seeds you plant. Breaking down laws somehow, interesting. Laws about the sick and anxiety, breaking down those laws. And a little bit of it was image. It was a little bit of it was just kind of cosmetic cover up. Wasn't real. And then I get logic and emotions, from the heart, like to kind of burden them through making people think about death all the time. Seems to have a lot to do with death, because I had several cards here that like connecting to the dead, to those on the other side, like ancestors, as well as making people a little bit afraid of death.
So I pulled out a whole bunch of cards because I was very confused, and I still am, because I have never heard of this thing, but I'll show you what I have. The Ace of Cups and the Seven of Swords. There's people here, there's people relationship-wise that have a strategy. My Judgment card came out reversed. And what it said to me, because I always flip them just back up when they come up reversed, because sometimes that just happens when you shuffle. But it said, no, that was reversed for a reason, because what I feel, and when I get cards like Observer and Chopped Wood as well, I'll explain those. But what I feel is though, this is a place they went to call a spirit in and talk to for more information. That spirit was supposed to house themselves in someone's body, sort of like a channeling. So this person is here, because I also have the High Priestess. This is something with the Six of Swords. This is knowledge from the other side. This is deeper knowledge from the other side, something that only that person would have known. So you go here, you do your rituals or whatever it is, and you call them in to get information. Chopped wood is something that is being used in a different form. As in, this used to be a tree, now it's a broom. So it's a different form, but it's still useful. The Observer is what I hear from the other side. I don't know if this is spirits, if it's whatever it is that they're trying to talk to. That's what I get. Is that it was some sort of channeling station.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting like, my mediumship cards with it, like connecting with deceased loved ones on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit, talking to spirit. So before we get into looking at Trump's September, October, November, December, January, did you have any questions you wanted to do?
I do not. No.
So let's look at how's the rest of September going to go for Trump first. We got Woodward out now. We've got Michael Cohen out there talking. We've got Stephanie, what's her name, that wrote the book about Melania. Actual tapes coming out of him saying in his own words. What's the rest of September?
September. Is he supposed to be doing a rally or a trip somewhere?
I think he's at one right now as we speak. I think I saw Whimsy say that he had a packed house in Reno or somewhere.
Because there's a change to some plans that he has right now with the Seven of Pentacles and the Death card, but it's a major change. I get nothing around. Oh Jesus! I get nothing around the Death card that says anything nice. So it's like not him, but it's like a tragedy of some sort. Not him though. Let's not go there. But there is some sort of emergency. I won't say tragedy, but there's some sort of something that comes up. I'll say it that way. That they may need to reschedule or make some other kind of plans, and it may not necessarily be with him. It just could be something in the venue, or maybe they just need to change the venue or change the size or whatever. There's just a change to some plans he's got going on. 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords. There's somebody fighting him over these plans too. Some sort of strategy here, what they have that is sort of underhanded with the 7 of Swords. And then there's some conflict about it with the 5 of Wands. So there might need to be some sort of change in that strategy, change in those plans. There's something also they are worried about, some bad news coming about finances or about maybe stock market or something that would be represented by King of Pentacles. So there might be some sort of housing issue or stock issue or some sort of financial issue that they are going to be bombarded with, because there's a lot of worry, and it might be a personal thing, because I don't see him being worried about the U.S. stock market, but there might be some sort of personal financial or personal housing issue here with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. It ends in the Wheel of Fortune, which I will clarify with the 5 of Cups. Yeah, he's got some ugly news coming out here in these next 17 days or so. Some very ugly news coming out.
Yeah, I get he's raising money here at his rallies, whipping it up. His challenge is the Republicans, getting the money out of the Republicans. Justice underneath, just trying to maintain his balance, but at the root of this also knowing he's got legal issues coming. He's just putting on his image, his usual image. Whooping it up, but there's something that's going to get him very emotional. His fortune is changing later in September. There's a heavy burden with that, and there's his buddy. He's got a new obstacle at the end of the month.
For once, he's not over my shoulder.
It's something to do with a foreign leader. Trying to gaslight something about a foreign leader. Well, he was saying, he texted just the other day that Kim Jong-un was alive and well. I was like, oh, yeah, right. Like we believe anything out of your mouth now.
The person you wanted to go to war with.
Yeah. So how's this October going to go? Leading into the election in November. How's this October?
October.
He's got free will. This could change, guys. We'll go month by month, see what it looks like at this time. I would say when I'm doing personal readings, I usually pick up on the best opportunity or the best option for clarity. But we all have free will. So
I don't know, Martha. Honestly, I wish I did know. I wish I was one of them Becca type people where I do a reading and I remember. I have no idea. Like I do it and it's gone. It's kind of like it's stored in the memory of spirit. So spirit may know it, but I don't ask me.
yep. Becca always remembers her cards and readings from
Remember, I got the sight of the heart, the whip. I'm no
5 months ago. And I'm like I posted the other day my Michael Cohen Akashic reading. I was like, I just happened to watch it again from December of 2018, and I had predicted he had a big book coming out. And I was like, I don't remember my readings.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. Like, look how long ago that was, and boom, it happened. So sometimes, especially when you get personal readings, you just got to wait these things out.
Yeah, and even my repeat clients that I read for all the time, once I've gotten like 5 or 6 readings out of the way with them, I do remember what I said, in previous readings, but it takes a while because I don't always remember what I say even to clients. People will email me after, a few weeks after a reading, say, "Oh my God, this happened," just like you said.
See, but that's when you kind of step back in the spirit, and the memory comes back. But once we step out and come sort of back into us,
it's like, did I say that? my brain just goes once the reading's over. So how's this October looking, Johnny?
October, I got the death and the judgment.
Ooh.
Now, listen. There is a huge change in. I'm gonna alter this. There's a huge change in judgment. He may backpedal on something. I'll say that. I'll say it that way. Because if you read it literal, then that's a ticket to the park, and we ain't going there. Not for him, just for someone in his sphere. But there's a change in judgment. There's a backpedal. And I'm going to say that's backpedal because we also have an investigation into something sneaky. So somebody somewhere may have opened their mouth and said something very Eric-like, and they should not have. And so therefore an investigation may be launched. There is some betrayal here as well with the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. And I'm going to say instead of betrayal, there is some distancing, as in Giuliani who type of thing. Because they just tied Giuliani with a Russian agent or Russian spy, and he says he doesn't know who that person is now.
Yeah. Rudy who, Eric who, Don Jr. who.
But that's what I get is a backpedal. I didn't pull a whole bunch, but I got a backpedal. I'm gonna see if pull some Lenormand, see what it say too.
It's interesting because my Biden card is the same as my Putin card, but I feel Biden on this is on the bottom of the deck. So I get something with COVID coming up again in October, and some more things that he kept secret about COVID that he slept on and didn't do, was inactive about, and that causes more loss to him. And of course, he's going to gaslight about it and try to cover it up, but he gets quite emotional. He's looking to the voters and he's trying to manipulate them, but it's like breaking it down. And I get breaking it down across the party lines. And somebody's going to leave him in October. Somebody else is going to leave from his cabinet.
Mm-hmm. I did some Lenormand, and I got there's a female child around the whip, so she may be having some arguments or some sort of trial and tribulation around the whip. She has some sort of something that she has going on. There's a female child here. There's also a man who is receiving messages from overseas. So this is possibly Trump. And well, this is, I'm just going to say is Trump and Putin here because he's also with the whip there too. So he is someone that is being controlled with information. There's also the birds, the key, and the mice. There is some information, a whole lot of it, that is eating away at his campaign, eating away at his presidency. There is also a woman who is supposed to be getting something from overseas. And whatever that is, it is either delayed or destroyed. Because I have here with the mice, it's not going to make it, or I don't know if it can't be something digital. It has to be something physical. She's getting something from overseas, and it is either delayed or destroyed. There is also a male child who is going to be doing some talking on the internet, or talking during the press conference, or testifying. But I won't say testifying because I don't have. Well, I can say testifying. The key is here too. There is some sort of male child. I don't know if it's Eric or Don, but they're going to be doing some talking too. There's also some messages about abuse that are also coming in too. This is, I know you don't read Lenormand with your intuition, but I do. There is some abuse, some sort of physical abuse by someone, or force from someone, that is actually going to be seen. Like, we can see that this has happened. It might be a border issue, I don't know, but it'll be some physical abuse by someone in someone's care will be physically abused. This could even be another police officer, colored person type thing. I don't know, but it's going to be some abuse. Then I did that one about her thing come from overseas. So that's what I get.
There's some truth coming out also about money that was shared. So there'll be another big break in another story about money. Yes, Lucy made an appearance. Can you tell, since she's like right in the camera?
All the one in the house nuts.
I mean, I could have ducked down. It would have looked like Johnie and Lucy doing a video together. So let's look at his November election month. We're going to pull a couple of cards, or 3 cards for election night, and then pull a few more for the rest of the month.
I'll do an oracle.
We're going to try to do a election night party, guys. We may be rotating around different channels, like an hour here, an hour there, or something. Lori from the Way of Positive Change wants to join us. Becca was in.
I'll come here. That's where we were New Year's. So this will be our holiday spot, since you got the tree. So we'll just all come here.
The tree is still there. My corn tree is not coming down. It would only go back up next month anyway.
I say we get as many as we can. StreamYard can host 10 people.
Lucy, when she gets on the table, leaves me room to spread my cards.
She's a kind cat. As long as you're not a dog, she's a kind cat.
Yeah. She's kind to dogs unless you come at her too quickly, and then she'll like put the paw out and let you know.
Then again, I mean, when she trains the dog to behave, she's not scratching him. I mean, the claws are still there, so she's not mean. She's just saying, hey.
She puts the paw out, like on their forehead, and if they keep coming, she'll pop them, but she doesn't put her claws out.
Yeah.
A loud pop, like you hear it, like.
That's what we call look here. Like
a little thump on the head, like, hey, did I get your attention yet?
Get some words that out.
The next one's gonna hurt. Watch out.
November election night.
Right, Lucy. You give a warning shot, don't you?
It's November. Oh, Lord Jesus, this card makes me laugh every time. I stopped using this deck for sure.
Did you get your new deck that has Donald Trump as the fool?
No.
Hadn't come yet?
It takes about 3 weeks, I think. Because she has to get it first, and then she sends it to me. It's printed elsewhere. This is the Fool in this deck. It's just the funniest thing I ever want to see. And since that's Trump to us, then it's just some big fat guy on the thing.
The emperor with no clothes, a big fat guy.
And it's just the grossest little thing. Lord have mercy. But in November, for election night, I get time for a nap. So it's gonna be a long day. But I do get a bit of a demotion with the Yang. The Yang is support. The Yin is supposed to be the leadership. So in this deck, so he gets a bit of a step down. There's the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. There is plans that are superficial. So he may be already trying to come out and say it's rigged and, all this. The boy who cried wolf. That's going to be him on that night. The King of Pentacles and the Fool. There's also going to be a person riding his back. This is not him because he's represented here with the Fool. There's going to be a person, I guess, in contact with him, as maybe they're saying, hey, what happened? Because the Seven of Pentacles is in the middle. They're still talking about the future. Like, okay, what do we do next? Magician, the Six of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. They are planning something for the future that is manipulative. So again, with the contesting of the election. So that's what I keep getting here for November.
Yeah, I get he's in defense mode on election night, and he's getting the crumbs. This is my 60-40 card, so I think he's going to end up with only like 40% of the votes. Oh, Lucy, leave my pen alone. And he's going to be Trump. He's going to be the Fool. He's going to do his thing. Okay, you're not helping. He's playing with everything now. For the rest of the month, he tries to move forward with, destructive ways. Yak, trying to make everybody emotional, taking it to the courts. And he ends up getting isolated. He's just going to do what he's been doing all along and look for a circle of support. But I don't think whatever goes to the courts, I don't think it'll get resolved in November. So let's look at December. I
did some Lenormand for his November.
I
get the loyalist in his election here with the it's called the paths. It's the crossroads. The election there, his loyalist with the dog, and I get the snake in the sun. They do have some sort of also an issue with the voting twice or the trying to vote in two different places. They're going to have some issues with that too, and there may be some issues with counting. So they're going to be uncovering, because I get the sun in the end, they're going to be uncovering some of that stuff that they've been doing there in November.
So before we look at December, with what they're going to discover about people voting twice, will it lean in favor of the Republicans or of the Democrats? In other words, whose constituents are going to be guilty of voting twice the most?
He is going to cast a shadow on the devil. I won't call the devil Republicans. I'll be nice, but it will cause a investigation of the devil there. And then the person trying to claim victory here will reach some sadness, but it's the person who's already in power here with the elevated person, the Six of Wands. And the Nine of Pentacles, the person who thinks that their security is secured. So it will spell some trouble for Donald John Trump.
Yeah, I get it's like for the one who's ending but claims victory, verbally, like he's, communicates, I won. It's for the people trying to hang on to their emperor. Those are the ones that are going to cast, multiple votes. It benefits the White House more, meaning Trump, who's in the White House right now.
An experienced, insecure, secretive person is what the Lenormand just says. So we know who that is.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so December for Trump, since he's going to act like he's the winner all through November. Get ready for it, guys. He's going to claim over and over as it works its way through the courts. We'll know. I think, we'll know Biden has got it. It's just going to be a you-know-what show going through the court system. I don't think the votes are even close, but he's going to make it go through the courts and try to invalidate the election because people voted twice.
Because if he can convince you to drink bleach, he can convince you to do anything. That is literally the Jim Jones. Here, take poison.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And if you don't, we got people with guns back here that'll take care of you. So just drink this.
December.
I don't think it'll even be close. I feel like it's a 60-40 thing.
It'll be like Obama McCain. Probably worse.
But he's going to make it sound like it's so close.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to hurt. His personality is not going to change, even when he has to accept that he lost. It's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to be Trump. I get he's waiting on all his votes in December, and so he's going to start out, being real strong and the way he always is, and then the courts come in and it's like treachery, and then endings for him, like oops, that's going to hurt. So he sees the White House, he can't. He's in defense mode by that point. He's lost it. He's trying to work, and I heard golf, he'll be golfing a lot in December and trying to get a lot of attention and just being Trump, just being the fool.
I get because he's showing up here in December as the King of Pentacles. So he's now a businessman instead of the fool. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Because I asked, because I'm trying to clarify, who's this King of Pentacles that keeps popping up? And I get the Four of Swords. It's somebody now at rest that has retreated. So they have the star above them. So there's futuristic plans again here for next year. Nine of Swords, Two of Swords. There's some stress about something that is blocked from him. There's the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. There is unions and cooperations and new relationships around the King of Cups that looks good in public here. So this could be, I'm going to clarify King of Cups. Yeah, he's got a new job, this King of Cups. Yeah. So he's got the new job. The Knight of Wands means that this person then has to move on because their life is now becoming imbalanced. I did some Lenormand for his December, and there's also some luck or gifts or something, some sort of fortune or money that is being blocked from him by a woman who is accepting gifts from another person, something represented by the heart. I'll just say it that way. So this woman is accepting gifts from the heart. And he's blocked from this person for some reason or another. So maybe it won't be a Merry Christmas for the Trumps this year. Guess we shall see.
Well, dare we look at January, his last month in office?
Oh Lord. I'm gonna do one card for Inauguration Day.
Yeah.
The rest for whatever.
But before Inauguration Day, and then for the rest of January after Inauguration Day.
Something's diminished. Chop wood from tree to broom. Something is diminished. Okay, let's see what we got then. Like, I don't wish nobody a bad Christmas, but I said this before. This is a person who is complicit in locking someone's child in a cage and then sending their parent to a whole nother country. I'm not that good of a person just yet. I'm not Jesus-like. And so I can't be happy for you when you are doing proactively harmful stuff to other people. So there you go. So may your tree fall on the floor and break all its bolts.
This is funny. I get before Inauguration Day, like to America, he's going to look very nervous, from the White House or the golf course or wherever he's at. Inauguration Day, this is hysterical. He's going to be very strong, and lying and manipulating. And I was really the winner. I was the one that won. It's a fake election. And then after that, he's strung up by his heels. I've always said he's going to use the mafia excuse of I was criminally insane or whatever. He's going to start getting confused and out of balance because he lost. From the moment he goes away, he's going to start putting on a little bit of a show, I think, about being confused when he's not really.
I have a question too after this.
Okay.
So got the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles. There's a businessman again. He's trapped in something. America enters into an alliance here. And then you have the Six of Cups and the Ten of Wands. There is the underdeveloped person yet again, who is burdened with something about money. So this is probably his cases and things like that. Then it ends in the Two of Pentacles. He is off balance. And because something else new is coming his way. And I clarify, there's the Justice card. So we're talking court cases and so forth and so forth. Inauguration Day. I get it before inauguration. There is the High Priestess in the Chariot. He is trying to do some sort of plans here, but they are slow to move. They're not really something that he can get off the ground in timely fashion. And I think it's because he has somebody blocking him or somebody that is trying to probably do something for his own good. So there's some people who said yes, but they're actually doing the no. And then after Inauguration Day, there's Judgment, Three of Wands, and Page of Pentacles. There's going to be some judgment around money and documents that come from overseas with the Three of Wands. So, yeah. He's going to have a lot more on his mind, I think, than Joe Biden. But that leads me to my question.
Okay.
Because if he loses, and he like goes all bat crap crazy. Will he go and try to do rallies, and then will Joe Biden shut his rallies down because they are a large gathering of people and COVID is not yet gone yet? Because Biden says when he gets in, he wants everybody to wear a mask and finds
so like in 2021, if he tries to start rallies for 2024.
Just because I just think, because here's my train of thought is if he loses, the first thing he's going to do is get around his base and say, hey, I was robbed and let's do this. But if he tries to get all these people together, will Biden's administration shut him down?
I could see him trying to do rallies in like December, January to get him riled up before he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Although Michael Cohen said that he thinks he'll leave early before Inauguration Day so that Mike Pence can pardon him.
Mm.
We'll have to look at that tomorrow night. But okay, so will he hold rallies in 2021 and will Biden shut him down? My yes card just flew out.
Because that's the only thing that makes him feel good about himself.
Yeah, my Republican card. So let's see.
It's his little rallies.
They might as well just start calling them the Party of Q.
Mm-hmm. I had another comment. If okay, Becca and Jen, if you do a QAnon video, don't title it QAnon because YouTube doesn't like that.
I saw that they post like the Wikipedia thing of just saying what QAnon is.
And then they told me we're not monetizing these videos. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm still going to make it anyway, but you know.
YouTube, we know QAnon is a conspiracy. We are reading purely for entertainment purposes only.
And then I got a person left to comment. You're influencing your reading because you already said you don't like them or that they're something of that nature. And I'm like, when you know something ahead, so mind you, I'm reading for curiosity's sake. You know the answer to this. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to uncover some mystery of QAnon. You're crackpots. I know who you are.
It's like, as long as you're grounded, it's sometimes just fun to see how Spirit and the cards will show it to you.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a QAnon person that wanted to post my address on the internet just now.
Yeah. We got that taken down, guys.
Mm-hmm. I'll say it now. My walk video, I'm not doing more walk videos. So here's what happened. So I did the walk video, right? And people always want me to pan the camera around so you can see where I am. And I always say no, because I don't want the whole world to see where I am. Well, somebody found out where I was anyway, and then posted online where I was. So this is why we're not doing it anymore. So it always takes one person to mess it up for everybody. So
there's a reason I never say where I live in Illinois. I just say Illinois, you know, outside of Chicago, which could be, you know, a huge area outside Chicago, because I don't want some Trumpsters or anybody showing up at my doorstep. So there's certain personal information we can't, you know, give out. The name of our street.
Exactly, Super Truth. Regardless of how I feel, the cards are going to say what they want to say. So
yeah,
that's
as long as you're grounded and not making stuff up like played a few weeks ago.
So I got 9 of Swords in the world. There is stress and worry about communications to the world. The 6 of Cups and the Page of Cups. There is the immature one and immaturity around it. And then you have the King of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles. See, in Super Truthful, I should have thought about that. I deleted the whole thing before I reported the person. So I don't really care. I mean, run up if you want to. Don't think I ain't got nothing on me. I'm just saying. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And then there is the King of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Moon. So this is going to be possibly something you could be fined for. I don't know, Miss Crystal Blue. And then, yes, you do have it shut down.
Yeah, I get he tries to have rallies, because he's looking for donations again, looking for those handouts and trying to bond with his peeps. But his challenge is COVID. COVID comes up again, and that creates a lot of confusion. There are new agreements. He's going to try to do what he's always done, but he's not going to accept the new agreements, the new laws or the new, whatever Biden is pushing. He's not going to accept it because he wants to go party with his people. But I get big changes in the government and he has to walk away from his rally. He won't be able to have it. So to your point, he either gets fined or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Pence had to know, since Trump knew all the way back in January, February of this year, right? And he was the head of the committee that was supposed to be heading up Corona. So why hadn't Trump thrown him under the bus yet?
That's a good question, because he's not really helping you.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you're not doing nothing for him either, but
Pence and Jared were supposed to be heading up that committee, so why hadn't he thrown them under the bus?
I seen that, Kate Nelson. I said they were going to start shutting down these Q websites and stuff, and social media is about to ban them too. That's coming. I don't know why they take so long doing it. Why you got to put the Wikipedia stuff under the video? Just take the video down. Even mine, just take it down. If it has anything to do with QAnon, take it down. Because the QAnon people Google QAnon all day, and as soon as you do a video, they come in, they do leave all kind of weird comments, and then delete them. Why haven't you thrown him under the bus? Because there is something that he can possibly do to you, or something you need him for legally. There is the devil and the justice, the Two of Cups and the Emperor. So there is your relationship with somebody in charge. Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. There is a elevated position, not elevated as in promotion, but a position you have over somebody with the Five of Swords, that you can bully them into doing something. But this really wouldn't take bullying. It would just take a conversation. But it's something that person sort of entrapped in as well with the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. This is the sort of long-standing relationship, but it's a lot put into the relationship with the Seven of Pentacles. But that's the main thing right there, the devil and the justice.
Yeah, he's delaying going after Pence because there's an agreement between them about his legacy. So, because he's the celebrated person here, I've got Trump right smack in the middle. Because he's the elevated person, he needs Pence. His challenge is to get Pence to rush in and rescue him. If he doesn't win the elections, is what I'm getting. So, in order to move forward and still keep his star status, he's very content to not let Pence be the fall guy. There's an agreement between them. So I think there's an agreement between them that Pence will pardon him if he leaves early. Because his fortunes are changing, everything's breaking down, and he expects a pardon. He expects a pardon. So let's ask,
how likely is his pardon?
Once everything is settled, like through courts or anything else, and he knows he has not won, is he going to leave early so Pence can pardon him?
Because it's so many, pretty much everybody has never seen him finishing. And I think the only thing that takes him out is tickets to the park. Everything else, I don't see how you get him out.
I did not think he would make it through 2019, but Yeah, who knew we wouldn't have any witnesses in the impeachment trial?
That Republican wall was awful strong.
They can do a preemptory pardon like they did on Nixon. Whoever that was in the chat room that just asked, thought you had to be convicted to get a pardon. No, they can do a preemptory one.
If he quits, can he get a pardon? Is he going to quit so he can get a pardon?
Yeah. Justice card.
Mm.
I actually think he might leave before Inauguration Day. It's like trying to manipulate the good news. With Pence bound to the devil, so it's something that Pence has agreed to. That's from his circle of support, getting judgment, getting a pardon. And yeah, when things get unbalanced again with COVID, he makes an exit. And then that's when they're supposed to move in with the new plan, the new action, the pardon. For some reason, I don't think he gets the pardon, though. I think he's left waiting.
I get something's blocked. I'm gonna ask again. Then.
I think he leaves before Inauguration Day. I get his endings, but I think he's left waiting for the pardon. Like the plan was to do it, but yeah, he's out in the cold from the pardon.
Because I got with the Lenormand, there's an older white man, pants basically, but it ends in the ship, so I didn't understand what that meant. And then I did the tarot, and it ends in the Two of Swords. There's something blocked, but I didn't see a leaving early. So here I got Judgment, 10 of Wands. So there is judgment that is burdened, judgment that is stuck, or stuck, not stuck as in it sticks, stuck as in it can't move forward. There is also a person in charge who has some documents that they could deliver, but it seems as though they are not. A loyalist that is also burdened as well. I don't see that. I don't see pardon. Four Sword Sun, Hermit. He's still searching.
I don't see him getting it. I see him expecting it, but I don't see him getting it.
Completion of the law.
I'm going to ask, will Mike Pence pardon Donald Trump if Donald leaves early? Put it that way.
Would he pardon him if he left early? I think he would have to, but then again, Let's see. I still get blocked. Out in the cold, and I get the King of Swords this time. Would he pardon left fairly?
I don't think he does. He waits. He waits. He's stuck. He's trapped. Something's coming out about the thievery already by the time he would pardon. He thinks about it. He thinks about granting him, something material, something tangible.
And mind you,
yeah, he doesn't accept the possibility even of too much anxiety about it. I don't think he gives it to him.
What would you pardon him for? That doesn't mean he can't be brought up on something else.
Well, if they do it like Nixon's, they brought him up on the preemptory for any potential federal crimes, any and every potential federal crime. They cannot pardon him for things he's been impeached for. So anything he's been impeached for, he still could face trials over and stuff.
I'm like, if you get pardoned for whatever, can you literally go out and shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not get rearrested?
Well, he's killed almost 200,000 people and have gotten arrested.
That's what, see, I'm like, there has to be some little other type of thing to where if you get a pardon, then you still have tax evasion, which, the thing that did Capone in, for God's sake. So you got tax evasion, you got your COVID response, you got your kidnapping down at the border, you got stealing money from every person left, right, and sideways. Something's going to stick.
Yeah. Potential manslaughter, potential tax evasion, and all the state crimes, still will come up.
Yeah. New York and Florida.
Yeah. So interesting tidbit, guys, for those worried about what happens if he contests it all the way up to Inauguration Day. On Inauguration Day, the VP and the president at 12 noon are no longer the president. That's it. They're gone, kaput, no matter what's going on in courts or anything else. So if for any reason Biden is not inaugurated, Trump is done at 12 noon. Pence is done. Nancy Pelosi would come in as acting president until it got resolved. So no matter what, he'll be gone at 12 noon. Thank you to Roberta for doing a little research on that for me. Well, you got any more questions? We've been reading for about 2 hours. Got 957 people in here with us on a Saturday night. That's not bad.
I do.
Quite awesome. Usually on Saturday nights, we don't get as big a crowd.
I do not.
So,
I don't get any news though today either.
We need questions for tomorrow night, guys. I know Johnie posted on his community tab, and I'll put up a post on mine too. But please give us some questions for tomorrow night because we've been everybody's been doing live streams this week, so I think we're a little bit questioned out. Anything funny to end with? Oh, I got a funny one for you. What does Lucy think of Artie? I have my suspicions, but what does
charge? I get the 8 of Cups and the Chariot. Like, I wish you'd go away. I'm only trying to go away from my space, or when the things that I'm around, the things that I like, I don't really want you in. There's exchanging gifts. Let's put a value on something. Go the distance. There's your and then poise. She is in charge. She is confident with the poise card. But I think she feels as though maybe she runs the place. She's in charge. She's the mama cat. But she also kind of commands her own space.
Yeah. I get on the bottom of the tower, like he's destructive. He's destructive, and he is a little bit of a klutz. You know, y'all hear him on camera. He races around. And he does chase her up and down the stairs, but she knows he's legacy, but he's erratic. You know, he's part of the family, but he's erratic. He's just, you know, kind of wild, and she would like him to be more peaceful and calm. But you know, he's in the house, and he's something that's here that's an opportunity for her. She does play with him. She moves into action with him, but he gives her some anxiety every now and then. She's so graceful, like, you know, when she jumps up on things, you know, versus when he jumps up, you know, he clears the table. He loves any cat. I mean, I don't care, you know, when I had a lot more cats in the house. I don't care who the cat was. He loves any cat. He'll make friends with them. And Lucy will pretty much make friends with just about anybody, dog or cat. But when she's trying to sleep, Artie likes to bug her sometimes.
The little annoying brother.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for us tonight, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, back at the same place on my channel tomorrow night with Becca and Johnie, and give us some questions later. Good night.